Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, playing Doom the Dark Ages. This is Mission 2 of our 100% full game walkthrough, where I'm taking you through the entire game without missing anything, including secrets, collectible codex, toys, upgrade currency, and more, even some mission challenges and weapon mastery challenges, but those show up a little bit later on in the game. Now, the first thing we'll do in Mission 2, which kind of functions in a more linear fashion, is pick up the Shield Saw, which is the ability for us now to throw our shield with the left bumper and the mechanics that come with that. You can throw your shield into larger enemies to basically stun them, and this is a great chance to then damage the enemies and take them out. You can also throw your shield at superheated metal elements, and this will cause them to blow up. So this is going to be enemies with shields, but the shields will need to be glowing hot. So in many instances, we'll have to shoot them in order to make their shields glow red, and only then can a super shield allow them to get shattered. Also, the super shield will bounce between enemies, often damaging many groups at a time. So that is also going to be very helpful, and something whenever you do see superheated metal, you are going to want to use your shield saw attack. We will also use our shield saw, like on this door, to break open certain latches, allowing us to progress further or find secret areas. But let's go ahead and clear out the first few groups of enemies, and in one of these first rooms, we can already find a secret. So as soon as you enter into this room, an enemy will bust out of the wall on your left. That is not the secret, but does kind of reveal a location you'll want to go to get your secret. It's kind of a little bit of a clue. A lot of the secrets much harder later on in the game. You can always enter in there and check it out if you want, but what you actually want to do is head up the first two set of stairs, practice your shield saw superheated metal plays, but at the very top of the steps, hook around to your right-hand side, jump up onto the boxes, and drop down into the tunnel. This will reveal a secret, and at the end of the tunnel, you can pick up a secret. This is going to be a collectible demon toy, the Imp Stalker, and then around the corner, you can find that superheated metal latch that links you back into that room where the enemy busted out of. Then you can follow towards your objective, and there is one more secret we will want to grab pretty soon here. Now, in order to make any shields glow super hot, you're just going to want to use your primary fire weapon. Something that has a lot of ammo is probably best, so stay away from the shotgun. If possible, pull the lever to end up connecting the bridge, but do not walk across the bridge. Instead, drop down, and underneath yourself, you'll find a secret room. So drop down under that bridge and then break through the wall to reveal a cultist circle. You can take these out with a quick shield smash. They aren't needed until later in the game, where they do become little side missions. And then at the end of the secret, you can find a life sigil. I'll show you all of the life sigils just because this is a 100% walkthrough, but for the most part, I won't be able to pick them up because I'm going to be maxed out on life sigils for pretty much the rest of the game. From here, you can also do a quick sprint jump onto the bridge ledge and then go towards our main objective. As you come through the door, a couple of enemies will spawn. Look down underneath you, do a shield charge to take them out quickly, and then you'll have to make your way kind of up this twisted walkway. As you enter, turn to the left instead of the right, jump over the boxes to reveal another secret, and here we'll find our first codex page of this mission. This one is called Hebeth. I don't read the codex personally. You're free to, obviously, to learn a little bit of the backstory. Go through the next room, through some more enemies, clamber up the wall, come around the corner, pressing the button to open the door, which calls the elevator and spawns a few enemies in front of you. Let's take them out with a quick shield charge, and then a quick, we can stun them with our shield or just bash them with our melee for some extra ammo. And now we are ready to clamber up the next wall, and we will be given a new enemy type, which comes with a little bit of a tutorial. This enemy has two different hand-to-hand combat attacks that are both parryable. One of them is a leaping jump. You'll want to parry it as soon as it's about to pound on the ground. And the other one is just a more simple swipe. You can also parry that one as well. So this is just going to be a little bit of a tutorial where you have to learn these attacks. I'd recommend just kind of spacing yourself out and actually learning this tutorial. It's very incredibly important later on in the game when this enemy starts appearing more and more often. You want to know these attacks like it's the back of your hand. After you do get the little tutorial to count, you can just finish off any of the remaining enemies. Once you do take them out, feel free to do a quick sweep around the area for ammo, armor, and health, and then follow the main objective until we reach a room with our first series of gold collectibles to grab. This game will have thousands of pieces of gold. As you enter into the room, you should notice a gold chest right in the middle, and gold is an upgrade currency we'll be able to use at Sentinel shrines in order to upgrade our weapons, melee skills, and our shield abilities. In many cases, they will come as large chests, 50 gold at a time. You can also find smaller stacks worth 8, tiny stacks worth 3, and I think there is even another stack type as well later on in the game. So we're going to navigate around the room, and this is kind of just introducing you into how the gold works. You have the big chest at the top middle, a bunch around the bottom on the outside corners, and then in the top left of the room, kind of behind the shrine, you can also find your last 3. Once you have 75, the game will ask you to use the Sentinel Shrine, which allows you, like I said, to upgrade your guns, shields, and melee weapons. You will have to also find rubies later on in the game, as well as Wraithstones, which will be required for even better upgrades. But just to start off, I'm going to just grab the Combat Shotgun upgrade. This gives me the Incendiary ability, which allows enemies to now drop armor. And then once I'm out of that menu, a new door will open up. I'll go through that door, and I'll look immediately to my right and to my left, take out all of the enemies really quickly. And instead of moving forward towards our objective, I'm going to show you a quick little secret. So from that door where we entered the hallway, go to the right. And then here you'll be able to kind of hook around. Don't go down the ramp. We'll have to come back here later. But if you jump across this small gap, you can find a clamber wall, and you can jump to the top of that wall. There will be an enemy in this duct, but you'll be able to find a secret and a few pieces of gold before you drop down and continue back towards our objective. We will quickly be introduced to the new enemy type, the Stone Imp, which requires you to do a shield charge and they will explode. They don't seem to really take any damage from your regular weapons, but they're one of the easiest enemy types to deal with, which is probably good news for us. And let's just go ahead and now follow the hallway. At the end of the hallway, you can find a breakable wall to your left, which is pretty obvious. And in here, you can find 5 pieces of gold. So we're now at 35, assuming you bought the same Combat Shotgun upgrade that I bought. And then around the corner, if you did find the secret, an enemy will automatically spawn. Climb up the wall and go around the corners. Here you will find another enemy, and then we'll drop down into a pipe. As soon as you drop down into this room, which is a mandatory room you'll have to come to, find the 2 stacks of gold. There is a cultist circle you can take care of, and there will be, most importantly for progression of the story, the blue key card for the level, which will shatter the window and open up the arena in front of you. With the arena opened up, go ahead and take out all of the enemies using some of the things we learned and practiced during many of the tutorials. There will be some shield enemies, which are kind of an introduction because we're about to earn the plasma weapon, which will make those enemies easier to deal with. But for now, you can try to shield bash into them or use your saw as well. Lots of parryable attacks. Just take care of everything for now. Feel free to pick up health and armor before you leave the room using the blue keycard door. Now that we have the blue keycard, go ahead and move forward and around the corner, dropping down through the hole. We will be able to circle back where we came from, so don't worry. There is no point of no return symbol, so you know that we'll return to that room. Here we will be introduced to this new enemy type. I don't do this right out of the gate, but a good strategy for them is to use your shield saw to stun lock them, and once they're stun locked, you can just unload a ton of damage. Also use the stone imps to cause a little bit of explosions, just damaging multiple enemies as well. And as soon as we're done this battle, we will unlock our next weapon in the game. The weapon we'll unlock here is the Accelerator. It uses plasma energy, which is its own ammo type. It will overload shields very well and make them explode, which is exceptionally useful. It has a very high rate of fire, and it is not that accurate at long distances, so it functions similarly to an SMG, but that overload ability for plasma shields is exceptionally useful. In the next room, you'll be able to test that using some of the shield enemies around the corner, but there is a secret to the left instead of going to the right. You can bash through a vent, and then as you land in the vent, you'll find the secret area. You'll start off with 5 pieces of gold. Around the corner is a life sigil and another vent, which links you back into the Accelerator room, and then you can just loop back around and turn right and take out the next set of enemies. You will want to use the Accelerator whenever you do see these shield enemies. The kind of breaking their shields and causing the explosion is very helpful to cause damage. At the top of the ramp, find a elevator that you can use. Fail terribly at the jumps like I did. Do a sprint jump to clamber up the wall. And then at the top, you can find a parryable charge of energy to your left. Parry it back into the gun, and here you'll reveal more gold behind it, so you will need to destroy it via a parry. Then we can continue using the vents to the end of the vent, go through, and here you'll find, I believe this is called a Mancubus. I'll double check that, but for Mancubus, I would always recommend throwing your shield in order to stun lock them and then dealing as much damage as you can, using whatever weapon you want and following up with a melee if you have any melee charges. Take care of all of the enemies if you can. As we're exiting the room, make sure you pick up all of the armor and health and ammo you can, or whatever you do need. On your way out, there will be some shield enemies we'll take out. This is an area we've been to before. Now we're just entering from the other direction. So as soon as you come through that door, go down the ramp to your left. This door will now be revealed. You can take out the cultists, and behind them you will be able to find 2 stacks of 8 gold each. There is a little bit of a side room to the left as you're exiting as well with some extra health, which you're free to pick up and move towards your objective.
Out here.
As you come outside, it is a point of no return. It will start a cutscene. All you have to really worry about is that if you also bought the combat shotgun upgrade, you should have 80 gold at this point before you move on and interact with the enemies in the next area. Do your thing, your parries, and all that good stuff. Because there's no mission challenges, there's no weapon masteries to really worry about right now. How you fight these enemies is really up to you. You can just go for what you think is the most efficient way to do it, or just do whatever is the most fun way to do it, and make your way into the next area. As you drop down into the next area, the path kind of splits left and right, and you'll notice a door blocked by a lot of flames on your right. So head down the path on your right, and then this will lead you to a bunch of gold. You'll be able to use your shield to break open a superheated metal shield latch. That'll let you get into a room with some more things you can pick up, but more importantly, a valve. Interact with that valve and then shield charge your way through the door to open the door across the hall. And once you do that, it should reveal, I think, 6 or 7 more pieces of gold and an enemy as well. So take out that enemy, make sure you grab all of the pieces of gold, including the 3 in that next room, the life sigil if you need it, and then you can link yourself back to the main path using this latch, and then go towards your objective. This is a pretty epic mission in terms of like all of these huge battles happening. But as you enter the next area, one of the longer little battle arena sections for us thus far in the game, there will be a lot of exploding barrels, which are good to take out a lot of enemies, but will also damage you pretty aggressively. If you do ever spot an invisible enemy, I highly recommend throwing your shield at them in order to stun lock them and take them out quickly. Use your combat shotgun to light enemies on fire, and this will also allow you to generate health and armor at the same time, using those melees for extra ammo. Completing all of the enemies in this encounter will open up the gate for you to leave, but before you leave, it also opens up a secret door that attaches to this arena area with a pile of gold inside, as well as it revealing a secret area. So make sure you grab that before you leave. I'm now at 102 gold, having bought the combat shotgun upgrade at the Sentinel Shrine earlier on in the mission. Proceed to the mission marker, and we'll be kind of in that home stretch of the mission.
There's a teleporter nearby.
Jumping down the hole, you will be greeted with a bunch of enemies, similar to every encounter in this game. Take out those enemies using everything you've learned so far. There are some environmental challenges with the fireballs coming across the hallway. We will be introduced into a new mechanic at the end of the hall, which is called the Shield Recall Jump. You'll find these green goo areas where you can throw your shield with the LB, and then you can recall it using LB again. Instead of bringing your shield back, you'll be flung towards the shield. This is just a way for there to be some platforming elements in the gameplay for now. And as soon as you do that, you should land at a Sentinel Shrine. For this Sentinel Shrine, I will buy 2 upgrades. I'll buy the first available shield upgrade and the first available melee upgrade. This just allows me to parry hell surges a little bit better and have a better effect. And for the melee, I'll be able to do a finisher on the final hit of a combo. This leaves me with 2 gold for now, and we can move on. Instead of going towards the objective to the left of the shrine, turn to the right of the shrine, finding a small opening in the wall, and this reveals a hallway that you can walk through. Walk through that hallway. As you turn the corner, it'll let you know you found a secret. Head up the wall, and to the left, you will find nothing, but to the right, you'll find a gold chest. Melee that chest to get 50 more gold, but I don't think we can actually afford any more upgrades at the shrine, so we will just continue past it. And instead of going towards your objective after you clamber up that wall, look to your left, you'll find a series of boxes. Climb those boxes to find a small vent hole you can clamber into. As you clamber, it will reveal some gold in front of you. Make sure you grab all that, and then drop down the hole. As you drop down, it'll reveal even more gold, and then turn the corner, even more gold, and then turn the corner, even more. There will be a weapon skin around the corner, so let's go ahead and continue forward, dropping down into the weapon skin, and this will spawn a bunch of enemies as well in front of us. This is a weapon skin, I believe, for the Shredder gun, and you can equip those if you like them, and then take care of the enemies which were basically summoned by us finding the secret. So that is kind of one of the cool things of the secrets. You will be able to fight more enemies, which is always a little cool touch for those people who really want to feel like they got the best experience of the game. Go down the hall and forward following your objective marker past the portal. As soon as we're through the portal, you can just shield charge the first group of enemies and then use your plasma weapon on the second group of shielded enemies. And then if you take out everyone in this arena, you will be able to basically summon a boss battle to end off this mission. There's a couple things more to grab and do, but for now, let's just fight until that kind of boss spawns. Now, if you take out enough enemies, a leader will spawn through the portal. This functions like a mini-boss, and all of the mini-boss leaders will allow you to unlock a demonic essence upgrade, which will be automatically applied when you defeat them. A lot of them are missable, but this one's a little bit of a tutorial, so you can't miss it. They will be able to help you upgrade your ammo, armor, or health permanently. And they just kind of function like many of the enemies we've already fought, but this one's going to have a little bit more health, a little bit, do more damage, and have some unique attacks. In this case, it also has a little bit of armor that you'll need to overheat in order to break that armor off. So that's kind of the new mechanic here. It has a kind of third phase of armor as well. So take out this enemy using everything you've learned, the parries, the shield saw. Once the armor is glowing super hot, make sure to use your shield saw there as well. And just take it out in order to unlock the demonic essence upgrade before you move on. So when you go in for the execution, you'll automatically unlock the essence upgrade. In this case, it's a maximum health upgrade, and our maximum health has went from 100 to 110. And this is a little tutorial, even though it's a little late for the tutorial. They do have unique attacks, these leaders, which I did mention. As soon as that happens and you defeat them, a gate will open with a cutscene. You can go ahead and skip that cutscene straight into the chapter complete screen, where you should have 100%, including the 210 out of 210 gold, all of the upgrades, and everything else you could grab. And then you can move on to chapter 3. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, share the video with a friend. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Peace.